Guys, welcome in. Welcome. Hope you are doing fantastic today. Guys, my name is REVRNDX. Thank you for joining me. Hey, we've got a lot to talk about today. Also, so we'll do some housekeeping a little bit, but there is a lot of things to catch up on with some current events that are going on, as well as some stuff that you guys need to kind of know about what's been going on with like me and my stream and stuff like that, because we've been having issues and we could still have issues today, which is why I'm talking about it right now. For anybody who does not know or has not seen, I have been having internet problems. And it has been a headache, to say the least. It has been driving me crazy, and I'm happy to now say that I was right. I'm happy to say that the service that I have been getting has not been correct, and I'm happy about that, even though it is still not fixed. Hear me out. We had some technicians come out to our house this past week, and it kind of resulted in no stream on Wednesday or on Friday. And they came out to the house and they specified that our equipment was working properly, but was not receiving properly. So they did some research and they went outside and they found that there was a cut line. Now, we're not going to say that if you guys remember the story about the other competitor internet provider out there doing some maintenance and then our internet went down suddenly, we're not going to say they cut the line, but they found a cut line and then they replaced it. So that was nice that they replaced it. And then they also found that the service that we get, the gigabit service for our internet, they found that the current system or setup or whatever was not capable of processing it. So literally what they're doing right now, and it's hopefully going to get resolved in the next day or two, is they literally have a cable running from the street into our house. I mean, we live like in a subdivision. So like they're running from the street into the house, but there's literally just a cable strewn across my lawn right now. And I'm hoping that nobody runs it over or anything like that with the lawnmower out there or does anything weird. But yeah, there's just a cable running from the street. It's just laying in my yard. And apparently they have to have a crew come out here and dig it up and do all this stuff. Yo, Extra, thank you for the toot, man. But they're coming out. Who is outside my house right now? Somebody's outside my house. Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with my internet. With that said, we're up and we're currently running. I'm actually gonna do a speed test. Let's speed test it, guys, and just see where we're at. I can't show it to you because it'll show my IP address. Let's see where we're at while we're streaming. I pay for a gig. We are currently getting 181. That is nowhere near the speeds that I should be getting. That's it, went down 155. Finished at 155, but we have a good upload speed, which is why we are capable of streaming basically right now. And as I'm doing this speed test, my internet's crashing. That's funny. Yeah, it is not where it needs to be for sure. But it's not terrible. I know. She told me about it. Yeah. Isn't that nice? All right, bye. I love you. Wife just jumped in here. Somebody dropped her off something. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on my end of things, guys. It's why I was a little intermittent myself on this past week, just so everybody's kind of aware. I'm not dodging streaming. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm literally trying my best to just make my stuff work. As of right now, things seem to be working pretty good, which leads me to something that we have got to talk about today. And the conversation, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to go in circles here, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. And everybody that is going to be, anybody that's a content creator is going to understand this. I'm not complaining when I'm talking about this topic. I'm not saying anything negative here, but the conversation that is going to happen will always result in make better content and people will watch you. Do this, people will watch you, okay? That is the conversation that is always had. If you're not getting views, make better content. If you don't know what better content is, switch it up and try something entirely different. If you are not seeing the results that you want, make a change, right? That's the conversation that's always had with streamers. Well, over the weekend, I don't know if anybody saw, but one of the streamers named Ice Poseidon, don't know anything about the guy, don't care about the guy. Basically, what had happened was he was live streaming, and I'm summarizing from the clips that I saw, because I don't really care to watch any of it. This guy was streaming, set up a camera as basically a hidden webcam, so to speak. Set up this camera and hired himself a hooker. Well, for more proper terms, we'll say an escort, okay? He brought this escort in to his home. He told her that he was filming the situation, and she was like, okay, that's fine. I guess people do that. That's something that you do. I've never hired a hooker. I wouldn't know how this works. But anyways, he says he's filming this woman, and she agrees to it. And they literally sit down on a couch and they start kissing and getting intimate with each other on stream. She thinks he's filming for his own reasons. Oh yeah, a lady of the night. And he's streaming this event. What happens is the woman gets text messages from people that are watching this stream saying, I don't think you understand what's going on. This guy's streaming. There's 100,000 people watching you or whatever. And they're watching this. Large numbers of people are watching this. She then gets uncomfortable, decides to leave. The guy makes some gestures. It's like, I don't want you to leave. You need to give me my money back if you're not going to stay here. A literal hooker conversation. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyways, this happens on stream, and rightfully so. Many content creators are upset about this. Many people, family people, not even family people, just people that don't want to see sexual things online, they're upset about this, and rightfully so. They all make the statement over the weekend that they're leaving the platform. This is unacceptable. Kick is a diabolical place and all these things, which is same conversations that we've heard over on Twitch before. And it's one of the reasons why I don't like being on Twitch also. If you guys remember correctly, when Ninja, the at the time relative family friendly Fortnite streamer, relative at the time, that guy chose to go to Mixer, and when that happened, Twitch put a bunch of pornography on his channel after he left the platform. So kids were going to the platform, they were going, oh, Twitch Ninja, and they were literally getting pornographic content on his channel, and they did that like as a rebellion against Ninja. It was a thing, you can look it up. So obviously that's one of the reasons why I never liked Twitch. I never liked how they operated as a business. Well, now we need to fast forward to Kick. And the reason I bring up the Twitch thing is because apparently Eddie, Kick CEO, guy, he was in this stream of this lady getting ready to get diddled on camera. And he was in the chat laughing and having a good time and stuff like that. So basically what's going on is you now have the same kind of situation of a person who is in the company, like saying all this stuff is okay, basically, right? Tom to Jerry, welcome back in. Yes, yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. Yeah, the Kick owner, he was in there, right? So here's my issue. which is Twitch does their whole thing that I disagree with. And now Kick does their thing that I disagree with. I understand that, I guess by technicality, from what I understand, and I could be wrong on this, I guess because of how it was done, this streamer who did these things did not somehow violate any terms of service at the current juncture, right? So from a technicality standpoint, Ice Poseidon apparently did not do anything wrong in the terms of Kick from a technicality standpoint. Morally and all those things, it's another conversation. So if that's the case, Kick needs to come out and address their terms of service and what's going on. So apparently they're doing that. They're addressing their terms of service and they're trying to make some changes. But basically they're kind of shoving this under the rug a little bit, like this is not necessarily a big deal. Well, for somebody like me, it is a big deal. And this is something that bothers me deeply, which is the point that I'm trying to get at. And I will re-say this in the best way possible, which is I'm not complaining about not being able to get viewers. I'm not complaining about that. Hear me out. Hear me in this conversation. This is now a situation in my eyes of I am a wholesome, family-friendly streamer, right? I'm doing air quotes for all those things. I technically don't fall into that category. I'm technically not always the most family-friendly. You know, I'm not geared towards children in this capacity. That is not what my stream is for. I honestly would consider this like an 18 and up stream because we talk about some adult topics. But I do my best not to curse or say anything on camera that is, you know, bad in any capacity. My point is that I kind of fall into that wholesome, family-friendly category for the most part. And specifically like on the not cussing side of things and all that. You go to anybody else's stream and it's gonna be crazy. So if that's the case, I have experienced very, and hear me out, very minimal growth doing the things that it is that I'm doing. Okay? And then the conversation is, well, if you're not experiencing growth or you're not getting some of the results that you want, how about you change and do something that generates views? Well, here's my issue. The things that are generating views and the things that are getting eyes on the platform or on your platform or whatever it is are things that I highly disagree with. Very controversial, scumbaggy things are the things that are generating views. And that's true across the board. Sex sells, drama sells, controversy sells. So when it comes to being a family-friendly or wholesome streamer, specifically on a platform like Kick, how can family-friendly streamers or wholesome streamers succeed when the very things that they don't want to do are being promoted, you know, across the board on, you know, on Twitch and on Kick and all these platforms and X? The controversies, the things that gets pushed, even so much so that Eddie, Kick CEO himself, is in the chat being like, this is a good time. How can a family-friendly streamer succeed on platforms that don't push anything wholesome or anything family-friendly related? That's my conversation that I want to have with people. And that has nothing to do with me going, oh, woe is me, I'm not getting enough views. This is unfair. This is truly a statement of, I'm seeing things happen, bad things that are happening on these platforms. And I'm sitting here going, how can I compete with that? How can I compete with a literal guy hiring an escort to get views on his channel when I'm sitting here like, hey guys, you want to play some Fortnite and let me encourage you about your day? I understand instantly that some creators are going to go, well, make better content, make some positive content, do something. Yeah, how? That's the question. And this is something that I really would love to open up to other creators and have other people jump in and kind of give their 2 cents on things. But every single day that passes, I see less and less and less wholesome content. I don't see people spreading positivity anymore online. I don't see people lifting each other up and trying to make a better situation. I see either pure video game content from those type of streamers, or the positives that I do see are usually being like, I donated $100 to some random guy, which I don't have money to donate to people, which is another reason why content like that's hard. And also that I think it's messed up that we refer positivity with just giving things to people. Like, that's not really what it's about. Like, I can be a positive streamer and not give you anything. I can be a family-friendly, wholesome streamer and not give you anything. You know, as much as I would like to. I really would. I would love to do giveaways and stuff like that all the time. You see what I'm saying? But like, that's what we consider the positive side of things. Giving away stuff. Because people are only thinking that receiving things is from nice people. Well, I got news for you. These same scumbaggy type people that are hiring escorts are giving away thousands of dollars every single week. So we're talking about the same thing in 2 different categories, and one of them I don't agree with, you know? Tom the Jerry says, yeah, donations 100 subs, giving things is kind of annoying sometimes. Yeah, and that's something like it's something I can't even do. You know, I can't give that stuff away. You know, I don't have the money to do those things. So the blanket conversation that I'm trying to have with anybody who is a content creator, specifically also the family-friendly, wholesome category, the cozy streamers or whatever they want to call it, where we care more about just the good feels and the positivity of things, the vibes, so to speak. I'm doing a lot of air quotes today. But those type of things, legitimately, how can those streamers like myself succeed on a platform that does not seem to reward that type of behavior? That's the question. How can you succeed when that behavior is not rewarded? Like I said, I know all the rebuttals. I know all the people that are going to say, we'll learn to make better content. Well, you can try a million days long. You can try forever. I'm telling you right now that I have not found the type of content that I make to get pushed into any capacity. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's it is what it is. And I don't like having my news feed flooded with literal footage of a guy getting ready to bang some lady on a camera for views. I don't want to see it. I really don't. So it's just a very interesting state for the platforms, and it really does have to make me evaluate, like being on Kick, you know? Guess it depends on the audience or viewers what they want to see. Exactly. But this is what I'm trying to get at, is that you can have people that want to see these things, but yet it's not the thing that gets pushed for them to ever see. So it's like a catch-22 situation here. 2 things can be true at once, which is they want to see it, but they're not clicking it. You know, people want to see positive and wholesome, but they're not clicking it. They're clicking the controversy, right? That's why those non-family friendly streamers are doing shady things, excites viewers, results in them and gaining higher watching. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, which is the things that are generating views on these platforms are controversial in nature. They are, I would say, morally corrupt. And I would say they are drama filled. And I would say that they usually come with bad talking other people or doing things that are a little less than wholesome. That's the stuff that generates views. So when I first started to stream, my whole thing was I wanted to be a voice of positivity in the midst of all the noise. I really wanted to do this. How can you do this when this type of stuff is being rewarded by the CEOs of these companies? I guess that's what my biggest draw is that this is something that doesn't shock me. This is something that lives on every platform. This is something that will continue to happen. There will always be bad eggs in the batches of things that are happening. I'm not oblivious to that. I'm not even shocked by it. What I am shocked by is the people that create these platforms are like, yes, that's what I want to see. That's what I'm talking about. You about to have some fun with this escort that you paid for? I'm going to gift you 500 subs, which is a lot of money, you know? Action says it sounds set up, honestly. How is she getting texts while beginning her work? So I didn't watch the video, but apparently her phone was just going crazy. She had a bunch of people texting her and like blowing up, and they were just like kissing, like sitting on the couch kissing, and her phone like went off. So like nothing technically happened. They were just kind of kissing on the couch, but I mean, there was clear indications that it was going in a direction, that it wasn't a setup thing or something like that. He really hired this woman. He really planned on doing something with her, or at the very most, once things started happening, be like, oh wait, we're streaming for people. You know, she literally had friends that were watching this guy stream, and it was like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I don't know if that's a setup thing. I don't know how much realistic, you know, things happened in that situation. I don't know. I also don't care to know, if I'm being honest. My point is just simply that I have reached a point in this whole streaming space and streaming world to realize, and I've made this assumption a long time ago, to realize that I don't think you can succeed as a streamer, specifically as a streamer, in a space where you make this type of content where you're positive or you're wholesome or you're family friendly. I don't think streamers can succeed. I don't think that there is a market for a streamer to sit there and play a video game and for somebody to be like, oh, it's okay if my kids watch this. I don't think there's a market for it. I do think that there are people that look for that. But when I say a market, that means, can you mass market this? Now, obviously, I can just start going and playing some video games and not cussing and doing all these things. And if I become really adamant about a video game where this is just what I'm dedicating all my time to and things like that, like, obviously I can succeed. I 100% could succeed if I stayed with one game and I was the guy for a game, 100%. But I'm talking about just in general, being that positive voice online. I don't think you can succeed anymore. I really don't. And there's actually nothing wrong with that in my mind. My thought is just, these platforms, do they deserve, or is it, at what point does it become you are doing this just for your viewers and understanding you're not going to gain any new viewers from the categories? You know, like, that's what I guess I'm trying to get at. And I've already reached that point. I already told you guys that I'm doing this for you guys. I'm not doing this for anything else now at this point. So really, I'm fully unaffected in this situation, because I'm here for the community that I have built, and I'm here for the potential of new viewers whenever that happens. But I'm still a believer of YouTube videos first and all that stuff. You guys know the spiel of what I'm talking about. It's just a very interesting dynamic now that we had Twitch and their leadership promote negativity, pornography, immoral stuff, and now we have Kick kind of doing the same thing. It's a very interesting thing. Monson says Ice is actually scum of the earth. Dude has done so much dumb stuff. Yeah, exactly. Liam, in a nutshell, a guy hired a female sex worker to do things on stream. and the Kick CEO basically said, thumbs up. That's in a nutshell of what happened and kind of what we're talking about here a little bit. And what I am saying is that as the family-friendly, wholesome streamer, I've already made up my mind. I'm just wanting there to be a conversation of, is there a place for family-friendly and wholesome streamers, you know, on a platform that doesn't reward this type of behavior, this type of conversation that we're having? It's not rewarded. So is there a place for us on a platform like Kick where the actual CEO themselves is like, thumbs up, you guys go do this on stream. This is what we think generates views. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not hiring an escort or doing crazy controversial things on stream. I'm just not doing it, you know? YouTube is one stop for all content. I still remember you said this in live stream that YouTube is everything you want, short content, long content, and also streaming. Yes, this is kind of what I've said about YouTube all over the place, which is it is 100% the place to do anything and everything. That's why we're back on YouTube now. I've always believed in YouTube. I just have not succeeded on YouTube. So there's a big difference for me there, guys, that I just always need to say. I fail all the time. Like, I'm the one that's failing on YouTube. Has nothing to do with the platform itself. It's the amount of work that I'm not doing. So that's something I always have to kind of remind myself. It's me that sucks. It's not the platform. And people can say the same thing about Kick, you know, with what's going on right now. But like I said, the content that is succeeding as a streamer on Kick is not wholesome or family friendly. Yo, Nickel Ninja, welcome in, buddy. Nickel says you got to stick to one niche on YouTube. I know you don't want to, but you have to. Yes, no, I fully agree, which is why we've not made any content. Like, if you guys go back to my YouTube channel, and this doesn't need to be a conversation about this today, because I know all these things. I'm not complaining about this at all. You know, this has been kind of the stuff that I've talked about, but I've deleted videos left and right on my channel. And if you go back to my YouTube, you guys can see right here, I made some Fujifilm videos about my favorite camera. I made some videos about feeling like you're giving up, some vloggy type teaser videos, some microphone reviews. You know, I've gone across the board on content, and you know, I need to stick to one category, which is I haven't made a YouTube short or anything in a hot minute. That's a conversation for another day. I still think that I could succeed on YouTube if I did the things, if I put in the work, I did the time. That is just, I'm just not there currently. And I haven't been there, and it sucks. I'm just saying that I know that exists and I have the ability to succeed on that platform. But as a streamer, and I say this as a streamer, somebody who is only streaming, I'm only live, I can't succeed as a streamer on any platform, regardless of the content that I make, unless it seems to be controversial or giving away hundreds and hundreds of dollars or things like that. And this isn't actually about me. This is a generalized statement for all streamers that consider themselves family friendly or wholesome. It's just from the track record that we're seeing, it is not something that is being rewarded by these platforms. Case in point, Kick CEO giving a thumbs up and gifting subs to a guy that's getting ready to have sex with a woman on live stream on the platform that he created. I'm just saying that's the standard as of right now, you know? That's the standard. So am I meeting those standards? No, I'm not knowing that. So again, that's just a conversation that I'm trying to propose to everybody, which is hopefully opening up some eyes to the state of streaming, the state of where things are. Nickel says, remember I told you about watching other videos outside for your niche? My channel got crushed because I did research into Mac and Final Cut Pro and microphones, where my videos were getting 400 to 1,000 views. Now I get 32. Yes. So actually, Nickel, that's a great insight. And that's something I do regularly. I can't show you guys now, but I have multiple channels for anybody that does not know. and I try my best, my absolute best, to watch the different type of content that I enjoy on my different channels. So like for me, guys, I like Dungeons and Dragons, and I like Magic the Gathering, like all these nerdy things. I have channels dedicated just for those things. But like I treat the REVRNDX channel like my own personal YouTube channel, and I watch car stuff, and I watch music videos, and like I watch daily vlogs and all these things, and it hurts me. Like I understand that, you know. It's just I need to get better at that 100%. I think they can still handle it if they come up with honesty and apologize for the naive behavior by the CEO. We'll see. Liam says, can we just not talk about the bad stuff for too long so it doesn't bring down our spirits? Oh yeah, we're not. Oh no, my spirits aren't down at all. I'm actually very riled up about this because I'm tired of seeing the negativity. I'm wanting to be a voice, a positive influence on things. I'm fired up to figure out how to make this happen more. It's kind of what I'll get at here in a little bit. Nicholas says, yeah, I'm not even logged into Pigtown on my phone, so anything I can research is now on the channel since I don't use it. Yeah, so that's, I need to get better with that, Nickel. I really do. That's great insight that I need to do better with. I need to have like a personal YouTube channel, and then the REVRNDX channel needs to live by itself. I need to not use my REVRNDX channel as my personal channel. I have to. My concern is all of my channels are technically linked together though. I wonder how much of an influence that plays. Like they're different channels under different names, under different accounts. Like I go to switch account and I click it, but they're all linked under the same email address. I wonder if that has anything to do with that. I wonder if that's like a thing, you know? What are you using to edit nowadays? I really want to switch to Mac, but I just lose a lot of ability doing it, but I love Final Cut Pro. I personally wish I had Mac for Final Cut Pro. I don't have a Mac anymore that is capable of editing. I just use DaVinci Resolve. GoXLR has no Mac support. Yeah, I just use DaVinci, and I just do very basic editing and plugins and things like that for when I edit videos. Tom Jerry says, I have my main YouTube channel and personal YouTube channel linked with the same email ID, so it doesn't matter. Okay. DaVinci's good, but it's overpowered. I really like transition stuff, but the power bends are really annoying. Yeah, DaVinci is it's a beast of a program. Like it really is. I basically just refuse to use Adobe Premiere. I don't like Adobe Premiere. I hate it. I can't stand it. Download a lot of plugins, they just don't work that great in it. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a big shame. Yeah, you gotta find the right things for DaVinci. Been using CapCut on 95% of my content. Can you use like CapCut on a desktop, or is that just like mobile? Yeah, you like all the transitions. See, I don't see, this is the thing, like for me, this is why everybody's got to find, everybody has to find what works best for them, because like when I edit, I don't use a lot of transitions. I'm more of a cut, you know, and zoom type guy. So transitions for me aren't really a huge thing. So every time I talk about editing, that's not something that's like really on my radar. Tom the Jerry says, by the way, YouTube is also bringing an app called YouTube Create to edit videos and shorts on your phone. Yes, I just saw this. So that's actually going to be a really big thing for a lot of people. I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. Because the one thing, if people don't know this, YouTube actually has a really great creator program with their music and stuff. It's not the best, like you're not getting the best music, but YouTube has all the tools already to help you download like music for your videos and a generalized editor for videos that you can kind of put on. I know that they said they're making a whole new editing basic program. They're basically making an online program for you to upload your videos to and edit it with their software. I'm really curious to kind of see how that's going to play out in the future with any sort of creators. And I'm also curious if it becomes one of those proprietary things that if you use their stuff, it'll just work better. Like, you guys know how, like, when you use somebody's, like, if you use the Apple ecosystem and all that, if you use the Notes app and the Reminders app and all those things on your Apple devices, it just works really well if you use their stuff. And then you start using third-party things and it doesn't work as well. Like, it's compatible, but it's not as good. I'm curious to know if YouTube is going to kind of have that same feel where if you upload your videos and use their editing software and all that, you might get some benefits from it. I'm very curious about that. No? The Spectrum guy? Hold on, guys. We're hearing things. Spectrum? Well, that's because he was probably a contract worker. Yeah, internet's not down. Guys, are you guys having any problems on stream right now? So it's just sitting there still. No. The cable's gone. No. Okay. Okay, well, we're still running, so maybe Spectrum will call me here in a little bit. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. My wife's in here breaking stuff. Oh no. Sorry guys, if I'm distracted by this. If anybody didn't catch the beginning of the stream, our internet's busted and there's a wire literally just sitting in our yard, and my wife just came in here and said somebody came and took the wire. So she was like, is your internet down? So no. Get Kobe out of here. Get the cats out of here. Nickel says shorts are really terrible for your channel. I'm also cutting shorts completely off my channel. See, I've had the most success on as shorts. Like, shorts for me have been the best use of growth. And I feel like as a streamer, I say this as a streamer. BB, go away. I feel like as a streamer, like, it's different for you, Ninja, because you're making videos now, and like you're pushing in that algorithm. For like me, I'm not making videos right now, and I actually don't plan to it for the time being on YouTube. But I do feel like shorts would be a little bit more successful for my channel. You know, it's just kind of one of those things. I don't know. I feel like it's different for everybody, man. But I know that I can post a short and get 1,000 subscribers. I've done it before. They don't stay. It's almost like bots do it. You know, like you gain so many and then they all go away. It's just very interesting. Tom Jerry says, lucky you. Why? What happened? You need like 1 million views for 90 days to ever get paid. Yeah, that's the thing, you know? I did the math with the YouTube creator platform about YouTube shorts, and it is comical how little you get paid for your YouTube shorts. It just doesn't even add up. Shorts can almost get 1,000 subs. Yeah, well, they can, but like I said, they go away. Like my channel one time had I had like 7,000 subscribers on my channel at one point, not too long ago. And then I was back down to 4,000. So I think there's like some weird bot thingy that YouTube is doing where it'll push you, people will subscribe to your stuff, and then they all disappear. So like, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to always get at with the whole YouTube thing in general is it's the Wild West, guys. It's all a game that we're playing, and we all got to figure out what works the best for each one of us. It's all different for everybody. It's such a crazy thing. I've seen channels with like 24,000 subs from shorts, and they don't, and they do long form and get like 200 views. Yeah. Some channels do really good with shorts and some don't. It's interesting. I feel like YouTube wants you to pick. I know they're saying that that's not what they want, but it feels like that's what they're wanting. It feels like they want you to pick what kind of content you're going to make and then just stick with it. I feel like somebody like me, for a streamer, this is basically like, I feel like I have to do shorts and that's it. You know, like I just feel like that's what I have to do, and figuring out how to make like the positive type content and stuff like that. This goes back to what I talked about in the very beginning of this, which is as a wholesome, family friendly, quote, streamer, as one of those streamers, what kind of content can you create to generate views when the meta, I'm just using all the language here, when the meta is hiring a hooker? If the meta for generating views and getting praise by the CEOs of the platform is hiring a hooker, how can a family-friendly streamer generate views? Not even just a family-friendly streamer. How can the content-specific streamer generate views without being the controversial hiring the hooker type kind of guy? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can build your channel with long form, then eventually your short form will be fine, but you can't build a channel off short form and have people watch your long form. I agree. I think that there's nuances to that. I definitely think that people will stay. So I watch a streamer. Actually, I'll pull her up right now. I watch a streamer regularly, guys. That is indicative of this. I'll pull her up right now for you guys. Her name is Callan, just Callan. I watch her all the time. She is, let's do this. She's from Scotland, and she is a relative, you know, cozy type streamer and all that. Does a lot of like fun games. Right now she's playing Baldur's Gate 3. And I watch these people, and this is like a situation of she, even with 23,000 followers, and she only has 40 people watching. So I'm just kind of navigating this here. She's got 40 people watching with 23,000 followers. Telling you right now, that math doesn't add up. Okay. She's on Twitch also. If I also go to her TikTok though, if I go to her TikTok, you guys can see that it's a little bit of a different story, where she has, let's see. How can I show this? How can I zoom in on this? She has 145,000 followers and 3.3 million likes. I found her from TikTok, short form video, and was like, she's funny. I'm going to go watch her. And then found out that she was, you know, on YouTube. And then her long form videos do no views at all. So if we go to this and we type in just Callan, she posts she just reposts her streams, right? And they don't do, well, she got nothing on here. So on her VODs channel, only 1,000 subscribers on her VODs channel. So it's just, my point is that it's just so, it's so varianced. What's that? What's the word that I want to look for? There's a huge variance in the views, and it's not a disproportionate amount compared to each platform. Like, every platform is doing their own thing, And it is like, she's doing really good on TikTok. She's doing okay on Twitch, and she's doing bad on YouTube, you know, from all ways of looking at it. It's a lazy channel. No one is watching old stream. I fully agree. So like that's my point. She's crushing it on the short form content, and she's getting people to watch that type of stuff. But her old streams and the VODs and all that stuff, not doing anything, not making any videos. She's just streaming, and she gained 20,000 followers as a streamer from short form content, but it doesn't even relate to her viewership. So like, I guess what my point is that I've been part of her community, so to speak, for literally like a year and a half now. I've been watching her for like a year and a half. And I'm telling you right now that it's, 40 to 50 people, and I recognize all of the names all the time. It's a very similar situation from what kind of our channel is, which is we have a lot of the same people coming in, and it's rare that we have new people come in and stay. But when I'm uploading short form content, when I'm uploading the short form, people come in and they say hello, they subscribe to the channel, and then I never see them again. So it's like, I guess what I'm just trying to say is that they all have their own place, short form and long form. Short form gets the viewers, doesn't keep the viewers, but it introduces them to your world. Long form is what people watch when they're invested. Figuring out how to marry the two, that's a balance. That's a huge balance right there. People sub or follow for short content. When it comes to streaming, no one is interested in watching hours of long content. Yeah. And this is like I fully understand, the inner workings of how this stuff works. This is what kills me. It drives me crazy. Is I know, and I believe. Hear me out, guys. I'm saying this with the utmost confidence and humbleness that I possibly can. Hear me out. I'm turning off the music for this. I know for a fact I could succeed on any platform if I cared enough. I know for a fact I could. The honest answer is I don't care enough. And over the past 6 months, that's what I've had to come to the realization. I just don't care enough. It's not where my hopes and dreams lie. It's just not. And that's 100% fine. But to turn things into jobs and stuff like that, you got to look at it, and you got to put in the work, and you got to do the one thing, and you got to do all those things. My point, again, with this whole conversation has just simply been that as a wholesome, family-friendly streamer, the things that I want to do are not the things that are rewarded in the platform. When you have Kick CEO himself basically saying, go hire a hooker. That's all I'm trying to get at, is that's the realization. And so now to combat that realization, you can look at things and go, well, I'm just either not going to pay attention to that, I'm going to move platforms, or I'm going to just change up the game entirely and do the things that I want to do, which is what I talked about a few weeks ago when our internet was working properly, which is there is a channel. We're going to go down a rabbit hole here real quick because I love these guys. I love them so much. Yo, Reaper Doc, welcome in, man. I love these guys. Check these guys out. This is Pixel Game Squad, right? Pixel Game Squad is, they're an awesome channel. I watch them regularly. They hunt video games, okay? And they do like a resale thing, and they do like a podcast, and they're doing short form. They're crushing it. They're awesome. These guys are incredible. Literally like 3 days ago, let's go ahead and mute that. They literally go to like flea markets and stuff, and they like pick up content, right? And then in another form of their video, they do a podcast, a Pixel Plus podcast. And they literally sit down together and they do their podcasting thing, and they just talk about the content they're creating. And then one of the things that they talked about was they have a channel specifically for what we're talking about here. So Nickel, I hope you're still here. They have a channel called Realistic Gaming with 1 million subscribers, where they make videos solely for the point of generating revenue. They've talked about this in their podcast. They have zero passion for this type of content. zero passion, which is something I struggle with because I want to be passionate about the things that I make. I want to, you know, but from a work standpoint, from a generating money standpoint, these guys make the content that for some reason kids are clicking, which are thumbnails like this, Halloween, spooky stuff, weird things. They're clicking these things and this is how they're generating their videos. This is how they're generating their money. They're doing these type of things and they have like employees for this. And the stuff that got them famous was they would do Minecraft videos and they would do their hands and they would green screen their hands over top of the screen like this, so that like it was them telling the story with their hands. It's a very interesting thing that they're like, we hate doing this, but it paid the bills. You know, I find that fascinating. It's something I'm not trying to get to the point. I'm doing that behind the scenes that you guys don't even see about with content that you won't care about. I'm a firm believer that there is the ability to make money on these platforms and grow as a business without actually caring about the thing it is that you do. And this is what like so many content creators talk about. And this is, again, the entire conversation coming together about what kind of content can wholesome family-friendly streamers do? What kind of content, blah, blah, blah. Get it out, Rev. What kind of content can those type of streamers like myself create to grow audiences and generate revenue on platforms when hiring a hooker is the meta? Well, the reality is stuff like this, making content that you don't want to create, but you do it for, it's a means to an end, you know? I'm at that point right now where I'm doing the means to an end type situation. It is, for me, it is something that I have to do so that I can generate revenue to maintain what it is that I'm doing, which is, you guys saw a glimpse of it, and I'll post it right here, the REVRNDX podcast. You guys won't care about this at all. Not one of you will care about this. REVRNDX, a podcast adventure, not one of you are going to care about it, but it is something that is going to help propel things into a different situation for me. That I believe in the future. And it's just one step that I'm taking to get to that spot. You know, it's just a really important thing to understand emotionally where we are as streamers, you know? Like I said, I did a lot of soul searching over the past 6 months, and this is where it's led me to. And it's just it's very ironic to me that we started streaming again on YouTube last week. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start dual streaming on YouTube again. It's very ironic that Kick has kind of like done what they did over the weekend. Like something that I don't really condone. I don't really want to see it. It's just interesting, you know? I feel like the timing is very crazy. Reaper Doc, welcome in, man. Do not get caught up in the mindset that hiring hookers is mad to be passionate, serve Jesus. I promise you'll grow and do well. Very doable to a family-friendly content creator and make it. It is, if you do the things that I was saying about, which is like staying in your lane, doing the stuff that it is you're doing, figuring out how to market yourself as content creator. I feel like you're doing a really good job of doing that, staying in the categories that you're in and stuff like that. And again, so Reaper Doc, you jumped in on the tail end of this conversation. I said at the very beginning of this, I'm not complaining. I'm not saying woe is me. I'm not saying anything. I'm simply stating that as a family-friendly, wholesome streamer, how can these type of streamers succeed on platforms when the meta, again, the meta is controversy and drama? That's just the reality of the situation of streaming. That's the state of streaming of where we are, which those things are the success stories. And ironically, the positivity, wholesome side of streaming is the only content that you see from those type of people are, one, staying in your lane and doing one thing, which is fine, and which probably should be what happens most of the time, or two, giving away mass amounts of subs, or, you know, designing things for people, for doing things for free, giving things for people. Those are the things that you see happen in the positive world of streaming, because people associate positivity with gifts. They That's how the world is perceiving it in the term of family-friendly, wholesome positivity streamers. What can I get out of this? You know, that's kind of what's happening. And the conversation we were having was two things can be true at once. People want to see positivity. They want to see wholesome. They want to feel good at the end of the day. But the reality, the numbers indicate, not talking about me, not talking about numbers at all. I'm talking about going on Twitter, all those things. The numbers indicate that those things are not what generates views. That's just the reality of it. The reality is that the drama, the controversy are the things that get pushed. They're the things that get promoted in a negative light or a positive light. Some people are like, yo, look what this guy did. Other people are saying, I can't believe this happened. This is an abomination. Or it's me trying to have a conversation that says, why are things the way that they are? And those are the things that generate views. And that's just, there's no way to shake a stick at it other than that's how that happens. Nobody can tell me any differently that that's not what generates views. My Twitter feed, my X feed was flooded with this guy from people that I don't even talk to. You know, I don't subscribe to any of them or anything. It's just the reality of the state of where we are. What is successful defined as? In this context, Reaper Doc, we're talking about the success of monetary value and growth on a platform that requires growth and monetary value. I view, we can get into the whole thing. This is my problem when it comes to, you know, people who, especially like Reaper, I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm not saying anything, but I talk to a lot of Christian streamers and stuff like that. And it's always like, what's successful and things like that. I'm a highly successful man in my life. I'm talking about the actual thing of being a content creator and success. At the end of the day, if you're happy, you're successful. At the end of the day, if you are going to bed and you got a smile on your face and you enjoy what you're doing, you're successful. It doesn't matter if you have 1 subscriber or 1,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. That makes you successful. But as a content creator, as a streamer, as somebody who's trying to do this and put your time in and get something back for the time that you're spending, the thing that measures your success is, are you being paid for your time? Are you generating views for your time? Are you accomplishing the goals that you want to accomplish in a business perspective? That's what I'm talking about specifically. Tom Jerry says, it's just family-friendly content will take time to gain audience and viewers, and once the audience for that content, they will be loyal ones, because they'll come to you and watch content for making, but yes, it will take time. Slowly and gradually we'll be there. No, I agree. Nichols says, we all know numbers can be high for a day or two with an escort, but people think it's funny and want to see it. The chances of them returning and staying without the escort are slim. Correct. And then when the escort high dies off, sorry, sounds funny. When the escort high dies off, so do those viewers. It becomes boring. Oh, Reaper, I'm not thinking you're arguing. I hear you, man. I'm just stating my opinion is that a lot of people come in, especially when late to the conversation, we've talked about a lot of these things. A lot of people come into the conversation and they're like, well, you're talking about success and it sounds like you're complaining and all the things. I'm far from complaining. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I've just realized the situation. The conversation that I'm trying to have and generate, and I even posted it on X itself, is very simply right here, which is, do family-friendly streamers have a place on Kick streaming, and can they succeed in today's world of content creation? Let's talk about it. I find it more true with each passing day that wholesome and family-friendly streamers do not reach the same level of growth that controversy and drama generates. If we believe that content is king, how do you translate wholesome or positivity into a stream? That's the conversation that I want to have. How can you translate those things into streaming or content creation? And if your answer is simply give out subs or do these things, you are wrong. That's what people want to happen or associate with family friendly or positivity. You know, we're waiting for those lightning strike moments. I feel like too, like everybody loves those feel good moments where it's like you're playing with like a kid or something and the kid says something cute and it's like, oh, that means a lot to me. Like everybody's waiting for those moments. Those are lightning strike moments. because you can't generate that content. It has to generate itself. You know what I'm saying? However, I am a full-time content creator and there's zero drama on my channel. It has a lot more to do with how you set your business up. Yes. So REVRNDX, from everything that I see about your channel, it is 100%. Well, maybe not 100%. Let me just do a double check here. You are in a space of motorcycles and playing a one game and one type of content overall. It's fair. It's a fair assessment to say. The game that you play, that's the content that you make. You're in that world, and makes total sense. It also makes total sense to succeed in an area where you become an expert in. You know, when you are like, let me put it this way, guys. If I started streaming right now and I made the decision to only stream one game, and every single day I'm doing the same thing, and in and out, and in and out. You generate an audience, and you generate revenue, and you generate a community. You create a community over time, eventually, that will buy into it is what you're doing, and they will expect what it is that you're doing. I fully agree with this. Fully understand this. What game does he play? I don't know what the game is actually called. It's a motorcycle game, motocross. I've never played it. MX Bikes. It's like a motocross simulator. But like, my point is, if I stayed in one category, I will see that growth that happens. It happened to me when I played Call of Duty. For a while there, I was a Call of Duty streamer, and I was in that community. Like I said, if you are capable of doing that, which REVRNDX, you seem to be the guy that is capable of doing that. Hey, I say more power to you. You know, that is just kind of how it is. I am not a person, especially with like my level of ADD, I am not a person that is capable of doing the same thing over and over again each day. I just can't do it. It's something I've struggled with my whole life. It is not something for me. So in that regard, that's why I like streaming, because streaming allows me the opportunity to do different things every single day, but it does not allow me the opportunity to grow and, in the capacity that I want to grow in, because I can't gain the traction because I'm so scatterbrained and I'm doing so many different things. So like I said, more power to you. And I think you've done an amazing job of growing what you've grown, you know, over the past like couple years. So like I said, I've got no hate or animosity towards that, only nothing but love. My point is just that I could do this. I was just trying to say is that I could do the same thing if I did the same thing. If I had that level of discipline and passion to do that. I don't. That's my self-assessment. I don't have that level of discipline or passion to do that same thing. Not even so much to be like, well, I could be my own boss. Like, that doesn't even motivate me enough. Like, that's how you know it's an issue. When the conversation becomes, well, if you do this, like, you can become your own boss and generate a paycheck. Like, most people will be like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put in the time. I'm going to put in the work. And I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. I'm not, I'm not going to do it. I just can't. There's few things that hold my attention to that capacity. Nickel says it just thinks that COD and Apex are both dying a slow death. Yeah, they are. Yo, Ghost Axe, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing good today. Yeah, and again, this is not a general assessment of me as a streamer. Again, this is not me complaining about streaming. I'm just simply stating that the state of streaming, specifically streaming, I am not talking about content creation. The state of streaming is very interesting right now. That's the conversation. Like I'm talking about 100% pressing a button, going live, and then not doing anything afterwards, because I have to evaluate the thing of that's where I'm at right now, you know, and that's where a lot of people are. I would say, and I think chat would agree with me on this, I would say 93%. We'll give a 7% chance there. I'm saying that 93% of all people on all platforms who stream, who have a camera, they set it up, they press a live button, they go live and all that. I will say 93% of those people do not make any form of content at all. And if they do make any form of content, they make short form video content that lives on TikTok, on a very small channel, or some form of YouTube shorts. I would say that I fall into that 93% category. That is my assessment on streaming right now. So when we're talking about streaming, I'm talking about those people. There's not a place for those people. And that's I'm saying that, like, that's totally understandable. If you're not creating the content, you're not doing the things, there shouldn't be a place for you. The whole point of content creation and all that is that you can, be a voice in a community, be somebody that's seen, be somebody that's heard. If you're just streaming, you're just streaming. My point earlier was that, can family-friendly and wholesome streamers even succeed in this world, knowing that that's one iota of the conversation, and the other is, I'm not hiring an escort. I'm not getting no praise from the CEO of Kick for telling everybody to tie up their boots tight and hit their shoe on the side and go start your day and do it with a positive attitude. Nobody's coming to your rescue to say, like, you're doing the right thing in that mindset. But if all of a sudden I start talking about some crazy off the wall topics, then somebody might come in. They stream, take the highlights and convert it into shorts and post it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm guilty of that, 100%. Great conversation. I'm focused. My view to content creation over streaming has helped me. So I totally agree. Long form is rough at first, but sure, you kind of just, I hate this. They made it so there's a little icon that pops up now. I can never see the last word. Kind of just push it out regardless, and eventually it'll pop. Yeah, I in Ghost Axe, I'm actually stoked to see you making some content about that, because that's the reality. Is like, you got to make the content, and this isn't even a conversation about you have to make the content. The question is, what kind of content could a family-friendly streamer make that is indicative of their personality and family-friendly content? Because there's family-friendly and wholesome goes across the board, right? Hear me out when I'm saying that. Like, there are people that make content that are those things, but they are making content specific. Like, for me, like, one of the things I really enjoy doing right now is like playing Magic the Gathering. If I became a Magic the Gathering arena player online and I just focused on that, I would then be considered, in my opinion, a family-friendly, wholesome Magic the Gathering arena content like creator, streamer. That's kind of the subcategory of where I'm at. But I'm talking about people like me that have failed and have just had conversations like this, like the whole just chatting thing and being, I guess that's what we're trying to say here. The whole just chatting thing, just being a just chatter streamer or just trying to talk about these conversations, there's no point. There's no point in having these conversations because there's not any growth that happens out of them from a pushing standpoint from the platforms. I guess when you break it down, I should have said that earlier. That's the breakdown, is if you're just trying to get on to stream and just talk, that's the breakdown, Hey, just start talking about Jesus. Post those clips, you'll get attention, mostly negative. See, and that's a struggle that I have, because like I am a Christian. I do love Jesus. I'm a worship pastor. I actually have an entire profession in a church. Like, I am a 100% in that world. And yet I don't want to open up the can of worms on a stream that then paints Jesus in a bad light. I'm not always the best representation. I'm not. I struggle with that. I talk about Jesus all the time though. I don't know. I've got some struggles with Christian streamers. I'm not gonna lie. I have struggles with people that are outwardly Christian streamers. Like, I watch them and I'm like, you're an idiot. I struggle with it. And I love Jesus. You know? Nichols says, dye your hair pink, wear some really tight shirt, and talk about some insane topics. Well, here, let's switch up the category a little bit. I hope you guys are still here with me. Let's switch it up for just 1 second here. Because I have definitely something I want to talk about. Ghost Axe says, God first, I'm with you, even if no one else is. Yo, I appreciate it, buddy. Is Mortal Kombat 1 crossplay? Oh, I'm not sure. Here, I got Google in front of me. Let's look. Mortal Kombat 1. I got you, Monston. At this moment in time, NetherRealm's Mortal Kombat 1 does not feature the option or ability to use crossplay features. So no, it is not. No crossplay. All right, so hold on, guys. I was gonna just say we were gonna switch it up here real quick. The conversation. This leads me to this. Guys, I actually am a controversial person in nature. All right, take everything I just said. Take everything I just said about family-friendly, wholesome content creation and how hiring a hooker is the meta. Like, that's what's generating views. We're laughing here. We're air quoting. Hiring a hooker is the meta. trying to, you know, have a little bit of a adult fun is the meta on the platform. You know, let's say that. If I'm the opposite of that in that space, it's actually technically not true. I'm not hiring a hooker by any means whatsoever, but I have highly controversial opinions. Highly, which makes me, I've been looking into alternative platforms to talk about some of those highly controversial opinions, you know? Hold on. I am Meiku said a bunch of stuff here, and I'm not going to read this out loud because I know I'm getting trolled here. Hold on. Yep, I'm not going to read that out loud. You know, I am Meiku. I am Maku. I'm wondering if that is like coming into my chat like that. I'm wondering if it's like worth a ban or worth a timeout. It's a song, it's a country song. I don't know what kind of country song you're singing. It's an interesting one. You know what? I'm gonna let it slide for the time being. We're talking about controversy. We'll let a little controversy slide, you know. We'll let it slide a little bit. But no, guys, I am a controversial person by nature, and REVRNDX is kind of said that already. I talk about Jesus, controversy. I talk about politics, controversial. I talk about you know, my opinions in gaming, controversial. You know, I've got controversial opinions across the board. I am not without my own controversy. My whole thing is, dude, is that something that the honest conversation is that something I actually want to open and subjugate myself to? Do I want to actually bring that sort of level of anxiety in my life, knowing that I'm putting out a controversial opinion just for the purpose of being controversial? You know, the thing that kills me about the internet, the thing that like drives me up a wall, is that people do not know who you are, and they do not know the content of your character. They do not know what you stand for. They do not know why it is that you think the way that you think. They don't know those things. I don't know those things about you. You don't know those things about me. You don't know what has led me to my conclusions, and you don't know what makes me tick or what makes me think deeply about something. My wife said yesterday to me that I never thought this about myself. She said that I'm a highly misunderstood person. And I said, what do you mean that you're a highly misunderstood, that I'm a highly misunderstood person? And she said, well, it took me many years to really understand your heart. This is my wife saying this. If she was in chat right now, she would confirm it. She said, it took me many years to understand your heart and to know that you think about things deeper than most people give any consideration to, and that sometimes you come across as a jerk. My wife said this to me. She said, sometimes you come across as a jerk. And I literally was like, oh, okay, I'm a jerk. And she goes, but the reality is you're not. You just have some controversial opinions and you say them relative bluntly, which I do. I'll say things to people the way that they need to be said. I'll say them in a way that is trying not to beat around the bush as much. But it's funny because I get here on stream, guys, and I do my best not to dance around things. I give you guys my opinion. I don't hold any punches back, but I also make sure to say things in a way that they can be heard and taken in properly. It is like my job to do that, to make sure that you guys are hearing clearly what I'm saying, so that it is that I'm not coming across as a jerk. Because again, like I said, I have high opinions. So I speak the bitter truth. I try not to be bitter. I try to say everything with love and what it is that I'm doing. But, you know, there's a lot of times where the conversation has to come down to, I have learned that you can say something that is true, and even if it is 100% true, somebody will be upset with you because you said truth. I have learned that you can say something with 100% love in a truthful way, and that person can receive that message as hate because they don't necessarily agree with what truth is. A lot of people in today's world say, well, this is my truth and that's your truth. I'm a believer of there's truth and that's it. You might have a different view of things, but true is true. And when it comes to truth, I will speak clearly on that. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody likes it. So, you know, it just kind of is what it is. Monson says, yeah, bro, sometimes people don't want good advice unless you spoon feed it to them. We just don't got time for that. Time is too precious to be naive. Fully agree. Fully agree. You know, people don't know what's good for them either. You know, I hear truth all the time that is, I need to hear. I have got my issues in my life. I've got my struggles. I don't like hearing the truth, but it doesn't make it any less true. You guys want an open and honest moment? I have some health problems right now. I'm dealing with certain things in my life that are affecting me in a grand scheme of things, right? You guys might not see it regularly, but I'm dealing with a little bit of stuff. And what are the answers? Well, how about you lose some weight? That's one answer. How about you go get your teeth pulled and get new dentures? That's another answer. Like these are painful truths. How about you become more disciplined in areas of your life? These are truths. Yo, Ghost Axe, thank you for the follow, buddy. I think that was over on Kick. Those are truths. Easy to hear, no, but truth nonetheless. You know, that's just how it is. So those are things that like I really have to hear those and just go, that's truth for me. I have the same sympathy towards other people that don't want to hear truth in their life. Truth of the matter is we can all improve. If you guys want this to be the moving mountain speech for the day, I'll make it the moving mountain speech for the day. But there's an area in your life right now that you can improve in. And chances are the second I said that there's an area in your life you can improve, you thought of it. Whether that is, for me, losing weight and getting my health back in order. Guys, you only have one life. You only get one chance at it. Don't mess it up because you'd rather eat a ding dong or a Twinkie. God, I did not just say I would rather eat a ding dong on stream. Did I? Did I just say? You only get one life. Don't mess it up by saying things like you'd rather eat a ding dong on stream. That's something for me. That's something for me right there. But also, don't throw away your opportunities for things like that. Those things aren't worth it. Maybe you need to be a better husband. Maybe you need to be a better father. Maybe you need to exercise more. Going back to the not eating the ding dongs. Maybe you have a project that has been on the back burner for a long time that you need to accomplish. Maybe, just maybe, you need to forgive somebody in your life and you're holding resentment. Maybe, just maybe, you've done wrong to somebody and you need to ask for forgiveness and say sorry to somebody. There's areas in all of our lives that we need to be better in. 100%. There's no exception to that rule for anybody. Not one exception. So my point that I'm just trying to make here today is I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to say things with truth and love, and I'm trying not to do things in a complaining manner. I'm not. I'm just being realistic and wanting to have a conversation. The state of where things are right now are very interesting in the world. I struggle with seeing the world the way that it is currently. I struggle with people having such varying opinions that we can't live with each other anymore. I struggle with seeing negativity and controversy and sexual immorality and all these things being put on a pedestal versus somebody saying, you know what? I need to love my wife unconditionally. I need to be loyal to one person. I need to be a better friend. I need to be a better father. I need to be a better supporter. I hate that we are in an opposite reality on those two spectrums. I hate it. And I'm doing my best to be that better person in whatever area it is that I can be in that area. For me personally, just going back to all these things, I don't think that mindset that I'm trying to convey right there comes across when I'm trying to teabag somebody in Call of Duty or Fortnite. It ain't helping, like it's not helping my case, when I do things like that. Like I said, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not. Those are just the areas that I'm trying to get better in. And I want to figure out, and that'll lead me to this kind of last little bit of me ranting about this topic, because I went on way longer than I wanted to about this topic, because I was hoping to try something else today. I would love, and it's so stupid, but I would love to figure out or form some sort of, I don't know, some sort of like, not group, not clan, I guess a clan, like an organization, like what are streaming words that we can say this? Like, you got like FaZe Clan and you got all these things, right? That are like organizations of people. Like, I guess, I don't know. I'm not too big into the esports world, but you have these things. I would love to form something like that is towards people trying to make a difference versus buying into the current system, which is very negative in my mind. I don't know. I don't know how that would even look. I don't even think it would be possible. And I don't want it to be a situation that I see all the time. And this is not to knock Christian streamers or anything like that, but I don't believe that I fall into the same category as a Christian streamer, even though I am a streamer who is a Christian. Even though I am a streamer who believes in Jesus, I'm not lumping myself into this category of like Christian streamers, right? And I'm not saying anything negative against them. I just see that there's this hive mind that happens when they come together, and then it's just hate that's spewed all over them. That's not doing any good for anybody. It's not. I don't believe it is. I think what's better is to sit there as a streamer like me right now and say, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. I think that's more important than anything else, like to reach somebody. It's like, I'm a real person who has my own struggles, my own things, and I'm not trying to sit on some high horse and put my religion out there in a way that is, not edifying to the world. But I do think that there is a place for so many people to come together and have like a database of people that they can say, oh, let me check out this guy. He's part of the same organization that I'm in. Let's see if we jive with each other, you know? You know what grinds my gears? There's big content creators that are focused on growing your channel content, and they don't give you any meaningful info other than grind harder. While that is true, I've watched the streams for forever, but their harshness has drove me away. I fully agree. One of the people that I see all the time, and this is nothing against the guy, I don't know the guy, but on Kick specifically, we got Big E. Big E's kind of a bigger name now on the platform. Big E was a nobody not that long ago. You know, I was beefing with him on YouTube. Me and him have like our differences, and we don't even know each other. It's very funny, but it's like I watch the guy, I listen to him. There's a whole story behind that. But I'm telling you right now, if your answer is grind harder or do better, you are actually a joke, and you are actually not somebody who's contributing to a conversation. You just happened to grind hard enough and do the things long enough that you succeeded. Telling somebody to grind harder or do better is not offering any validation towards what a creator's doing. But yet saying, hey, what are the things that you're passionate about doing? Like, let me break this down for example. I'm going to throw Nickel Ninja out here because I've talked with him about this. Nickel Ninja, who is a regular in our streams and a friend I would consider, Nickel Ninja is an extremely talented person. I'm actually amazed about all the things that this guy's capable of doing. And with that said, I personally feel that Nickel Ninja was spending time in the wrong areas of his life, because the things that he was passionate about, the things that he's really good at and talks about and cares about more than most people, are like sports and stuff like that. Every time I talk to the guy, sports comes through in that type of conversation. I encouraged the guy to step out and do some sports related content, and it has made a change in his life and in what he's pursuing as a potential, platform to grow on. He has expressed that he's happy that I did that for him. I think it is more important for creators and people to encourage one another to take steps out and actually listen to what it is that they do and care about, and offer them ideas of what people maybe want to see, far more than keep grinding. Keep doing, that's bull crap, guys. You don't need to keep grinding. You need to work smarter. You don't need to just put out content for the sake of putting out content. Learn to be happy in the things that it is that you're making. Figure it out what it is that you're going to do. And if you don't know how to do it, talk somebody through it. If you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and you're expecting different results and you're not getting them, you need to switch it up. That is true. But so many times we don't know what to switch it up to. So let's talk about it. How can you create content in a way that is helpful for what it is that you want to do versus, growing a platform or whatever it is? Like, there's things that we can do to help. I'm not saying these other streamers, Ghost Acts are scammers. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, they're not helping. They're giving false sense of hope of like, it can happen to me. It's not happening to you because you suck. It's not happening to you because your content's not good. Well, this goes back to what I was talking about. Well, if your content's not good, go hire an escort. Go hire a hooker. You'll get tons of views. You'll get tons of subs from it. You'll get tons of controversy. Is that what we're telling people? Is that what we're saying? Grind harder. Okay, stream for 8 hours a day and be controversial the whole time. Stream for 8 hours a day and belittle the people that come into your chat. No. No. Someone asks me in my stream, the first thing I say to someone is make relatable or meaningful content that you would want to watch for yourself. While you're watching that said streamer rant and rave and say the same thing for 4 hours, you could be making a vid. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, and like, you know, the reality is like today I'm sitting here and I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm talking about a topic that I'm passionate about, but I'm talking about a topic that I think matters. And I'm saying this in a way where it's challenging creators to say, what do I need to do to succeed in a world where the things that are succeeding are not what I want to do? Hear me out. I'm going to say that slower. How do I succeed in a world where I do not want to do the things that are succeeding? I hope that makes sense to you guys, because I don't want to get to the top by doing the things that are helping other people get to the top. I want to do things that make me happy and I can sleep well at night about. I want to grow this honestly and truthfully, and I want to be positive while I'm doing it. You're open-minded. There's a definite difference. Yeah, and you know, this is what kills me about like the streaming industry and stuff like that is guys, I've been talking about this for an hour and a half now. I started ready to roll. I literally jumped on stream and was like, let's go. And we've been talking about this for an hour and a half. And the reality is that people jump in halfway through the conversation and they don't realize what I led off the conversation with. They don't hear the things all the time. And this is why it's important to break videos like this down. Like, I think it would be actually really beneficial if I took this video and I clipped it down. I think it would be really beneficial if I uploaded this as a piece of content. But at the same time, this is not the type of content that I'm wanting to make. These are just conversations that I'm wanting to have. You know, that's the biggest difference with somebody like me, is I'm not trying to be a talking head streamer. I'm not. I don't know what I'm trying to be. That's the only difference. Like, I know I'm not trying to be this, but I don't know what I am trying to be. I just want to be able to have the conversation. You know, I love talking. I love getting people's opinions about things, and I love hearing everybody's different walk of life and just where they are with all the things. I love hearing it. Love it. What I want to do is see people succeed. Not just myself, seeing other people. You know, I want to see that happen. GhostX says, not to keep talking about this, but said person, about this said person, but he just stopped doing gaming content and is now a whole narrative is don't make gaming content. Like, bruh, that's the moment I stopped watching. Sometimes people forget that people have different paths and where they started from. Yes. Oh, dude, GhostX, write me a book, man. I'll read it. I'll read it all the time. Monster says you should go big brain and troll the whole idea that you're against and do something where you like, name the stream escort stream and then like do emissions on stream where you have to escort the NPC. That's so it's saying we're doing an escort stream, but then we're just guiding the caravan somewhere, dude. See, hold on. I love that idea, actually. Monson, you're hitting the nail on the head, because that's exactly what it takes. A creative brain that says, I'm not gonna do the thing that I'm gonna do, but I'm going to exploit it in a positive way. Like, guys, you're never gonna believe what we're doing on this stream today. I'm doing 3 hookers on stream, and then I play a fishing game. Yeah, hooking, get it? We got 3 hookers on stream. You know, that's like smart. That's a smart thing. I need that. See, and those are the conversations that I want to have all the time. I think that's smart. I think that's actually genuinely smart. That's how you succeed when you don't like the way people are successful. Yeah. Dude, Monston, you're a smart guy, man. Monston's smart and talented and creative, but most of all, He's good looking too. Did you guys know that? Monston's the guy. Monston's 100% the guy. Yeah, those are conversations though, guys. I really do enjoy those conversations. I truly, truly do, because at the end of the day, what I'm realizing for me is, can I be really honest here? I'm older than the majority of people that are streamers in today's world. I might not necessarily look it. I think I personally look my age. I definitely 100% think I look my age. But you know, I don't have the gray hair or the gray beard or anything like that. I'm doing pretty good for myself for my age. We're not going to talk about my looks. This isn't a vain stream. My point is just that I'm older than a lot of the people that are out here doing this. And I have been in leadership and walking this path of leadership for many years of my life. And I am a professional in the things that I have trained at doing. And I have gone to school and I've done all these things, and I know psychology, and I know some of the stuff that make people tick. And there is things that I want to do to help foster a community of growth and to teach people and to bring them up into a position where they can take these same tools that I've applied in my life and apply it to theirs. That's what I enjoy doing and want to see more of. I want to be like a father in the community of streaming, where somebody can say, hey, I'm dealing with this. What can I do? And I can say, this is all you got to do. But at the same time, if I don't have the track record that says, oh, I've got so many subscribers and I know it looks like what I'm doing, you know, some people's not going to believe me. You know, if you don't look like you know what you're doing and stuff like this in streaming world, people don't listen to you. Like, I know people that have surpassed my amount of, like, I don't have that many followers. I've got like 4,000 followers on YouTube and like 150 on Kick. And that has zero indication of the skills that I have to offer to the world. And I know what it's like to be a leader in other areas. So like, I have to understand that other people do too. Other people know what they're talking about, and some people don't know what they're talking about. There's people that are highly successful number-wise and don't know how to lead their family, or they don't know how to be a good friend, or, you know, whatever it is. I'm not the best in those areas, but those are the things that I want to help people in. I want to navigate those questions. I want to navigate that conversation in general that says, hey, try this, do this. If this doesn't work, try this. You know, like, those are areas that I have genuinely helped people in. And those are areas that I love doing. I love helping people. That's, at the end of the day, that's all I've ever wanted to do. And that's, I guess, what I try to go back to, which is like why I don't know how to do the things that I want to do. Playing video games isn't helping people. It's not. Having a conversation like this can help people. You know, it's just, does it all the time? Those are things I have to ask myself. Box says, I like your hair. Dude, I like you. Thank you. Ghoststack says, Rev's hair is slick. Dude, I just got a haircut. It does look pretty good, right? Pretty slick. Not looking too bad. Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to help people, guys. I really, really do. I genuinely want to. That's such a hard thing to do when, like, I don't know, you try to generate conversations and sometimes nobody's there to have the conversation with you. Tell you what, that's my biggest struggle. My biggest struggle is, man, wanting somebody to talk to. Like, sometimes you just don't have people to talk to. You don't have people to bounce ideas off of. That is a struggle for me. Because, you know, the reality in my life is that my closest friends don't do the same things that I do. And they also don't understand the world that this is. Like, it's really weird when you put yourself out there online and all of a sudden you're part of a different world. You know, like, if you stream or you do these things, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the second you turn off the camera and you go back into the real world, you got to like try and change it up a little bit. People are like, oh, you know, what are you doing? Wish you streamed at night just so I can collab. Dude, I know. Dude, Ghost, that's an issue for me, man. Like, I would love to do that more. My night times are just, I can never do it. It's such a struggle. Like, that's such a struggle for me. If this was, man, if things were, let me have a real honest conversation with you guys. If I started streaming, which wasn't even really a thing then, if I started streaming 10 years ago, I was thinking about how long I've been married. If I started streaming 10 years ago, I probably would have streamed every single night and you know, did that and all those things. I have just since then have grown in some understandings of my relationship with my wife and stuff, where I value the evening time with her more than any potential that streaming could ever give me. Even if streaming meant that I could like become my own boss and all those things, I value that time with her to a point where it's like, I don't ever want to risk it. You know what I'm saying? When I first got married, I spent all of my time playing Call of Duty. All of my time. I'm not exaggerating. And stay up late and all that. And my wife told me later that she almost left me because of it. Like she was going to divorce me because of me playing a bunch of video games and not being with her. That's like a legitimate thing. I'm not joking about that at all. And when that happened, it really put into perspective some of the things for me. Then I started streaming and our relationship grew and our relationship got stronger. And now she fully supports what it is that I want to do. And I bet you right now that if my wife said, no, go ahead and stream at night, there is a 99% chance that she would have zero issues with it. After a period of 6 months, I don't know. After a period of a year, I do not know. It's just something I never really want to, don't want to ever go down that path again for me in my life, you know? And not everybody's got the same relationships. Not everybody's got the same goals. I'm just saying for me, it's, my desire to stream at night is there. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. I would love to, but there's just some things that I think are just a little bit more important for me. Monson says I played Apex over 4,000 hours in the past 4 years. How much is that actually? How many hours are in a year? How many hours are in a year? Whoa. Whoa. So hold on. So 8,700 times 4 divided by what's that work out to be? So actually that's not terrible. So Monston, there's 34,800 hours in 4 years. And you did 4,000 of those. That's not bad, right? That's not terrible. How many times does 4,000 go into? It's an eighth of your year. 8%. It's 8% of my time alive. I feel like that's pretty good, right? It could be worse. Same time as spent sleeping. Yeah, dude, it could be worse. It could be worse. I'm laughing because that's a crazy number. Monson, let me ask you this. Are you still playing regularly? Are you still like deep into Apex? Because I got to be honest, man, I probably have not played Apex since the last time me and you played Apex. You know? That's how long it's been. It's been a hot minute. Why is YouTube saying that my stream is not correct right now? Yeah, every day, not as much as the past few weeks because of Armored Core and Lies of P. BB, welcome in. I'm literally getting ready to end up stream right now, Beebs. But I'm glad you joined us. How's that Lies of P game, Monston? It didn't, I don't know, it didn't seem to captivate me. Armored Core looks fun. I'd like to try Armored Core, but I haven't played it. I don't think I'll play Lies of P. Rather just play Elden Ring, you know? My chat's being real slow right now. Chicken and dumplings. BB, what time are we going to be able to eat those chicken and dumplings? That's the question. It's not FromSoft and you can feel it. Yeah, dude, I bet. Like, dude, Elden Ring was too good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna play it. I don't think it interests me. There's actually a game that just came out on Xbox Game Pass. Let's see what I can. It looks like old Final Fantasy, and when I say old, I mean like Super Nintendo era Final Fantasy. You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm looking it up real quick. Sea of Stars. That's what it's called. Have you guys seen this game? Sea of Stars. Can I show any of this? Yeah, like, can you guys see this video right here? It's like an old Final Fantasy game. Apparently, it's incredible, especially if you like fantasy and like retro gaming, like I do. I'm thinking about jumping in on this. Apparently, you can play it, and it's not too long of a game. I don't know. I feel like it looks fun. Only complaint with Armored Core is I wish that it was longer. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump into Armored Core. Dude, I still haven't finished Baldur's Gate 3. I gotta finish Baldur's Gate 3. I'm literally in the final stages of that game right now. Like literally, like the final boss. I've just not picked it back up. And then we've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I've been having a lot of fun with Fortnite. I'm enjoying this season. It's been a lot of fun. But I need to kind of figure out some things of what I want to play next. Need to figure it out. Also, guys, I'm just doing my numbers here real quick. We had a very small day over on Kick, and I find it interesting. I'm just gonna kind of re-wrap up my thoughts here. For anybody who does not know, we've been streaming on Kick and on YouTube simultaneously. We're on both platforms. It's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future, still, even today. But I find that my title of Can Family Friendly Succeed on Kick got 0 views today, basically. There's a few people, no new viewers, really. Just find it interesting. It feels like it's suppressed a little bit compared to our normal streams. Normally, we have like 10 people on Kick, so just gonna throw that out there, just something to take into consideration for your streaming needs for whenever it is that you go live on that platform. If you go live on that platform, seems to be some suppression going on. Unless people just don't care about that topic, which I actually don't think that's true because they seem to care gratefully about the topic right now. Just throwing that out there. Other than that, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day. I will not be live tomorrow. And guys, just so you know, just so you're fully aware, I still am having internet issues. I'm glad stream did not break today. We had 0 issues today, which is great. But they're going to be digging up wires. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They're literally bringing out a whole crew to dig up my yard to fix up the internet. It's a whole thing. Apparently they said that there's noise in our amplifier. I don't know what that means in terms of internet, but there's noise in the amplifier, which is causing intermittency, which is causing the internet to go up and to go down. Thankfully, it did not go down at all today, but it did go down this morning. So the problem's not fixed. It's just got to be taken care of. So no stream tomorrow because I think they're coming tomorrow. And then I'll be back live on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, guys, we're switching it up entirely. And we're going to play Magic the Gathering Arena on stream. That's what we're going to do. We'll play Magic the Gathering Arena. If you don't like watching that game, tough luck. That's what I'm playing. What I want to play. It'll be a good time. Come, we'll have a good conversation. I'll explain the whole game to everybody. And I think you guys will enjoy it. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for joining in on the conversation. I really do appreciate it. Things are interesting right now, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to move forward in all areas, no matter what we do. It's what we do around here. We're doing the best that we can. Yo, IPA! So that's what I'm playing right now. Yeah, dude, I'm going to play Magic Arena. I built an awesome zombie deck in Arena, and I've been crushing people on it. Love it. So Wednesday, that's what we're going to do, guys. It'll be like a full Magic streaming, and we won't do any of the just chatting stuff in general. I'm literally going to just jump into gameplay. So I encourage you guys to come hang out with us on Wednesday. Other than that, hey, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And I think that's all I got. Yep. That's it. Guys, Ghost Stacks, Monston, IPA. Who else did we have? We had Liam. We had Boxed by Rise. We had Reaper Doc, Nickel Ninja, BB, Liam. Who else did we have? Tom to Jerry. All of you guys who have been out there lurking in the background, hanging out with us today. Thank you so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. And with that, I'm off. See you guys on Wednesday. Bye.